Now, Twitter's iconic blue bird could be about to be culled. Owner Elon Musk has said it was going to be replaced with a logo depicting the letter X. That's the name that he wants to use for the so-called Everything app that he's trying to build on the foundations of Twitter. The rebranding comes as Musk recently admitted that advertising revenue on the platform was at half of what it was before he bought it. Let's not forget that Musk paid $44 billion for Twitter when he bought it last October. Let's cross live now to Justin Urquhart-Stewart, who's founder of the investment platform Regionally. And Justin, ditching the logo, perhaps also ditching the Twitter name and its brand, it's beginning to feel like Musk only really wanted Twitter for its user base. What are your thoughts?
Well, I have to say he's creating some significant damage to it, because if you should think about what Twitter is, it's a relatively limited operation. It's of communications compared with, say, some of the competitors we can see in India and China who broadened it out to actually provide more services. So that's one of his problems. He wants to actually bring it out into a broader area. But, of course, the brand itself has its quite loyal base, but an aging base of aging people like me. Whereas, of course, the younger generation have gone off to other areas. So Twitter really does look a bit old-fashioned, but he's got to be careful. All very well changing the brand and then actually changing the services. But if you've actually got a selection of aging people who actually quite like it as it is, that means you're starting from scratch and damaging the original value of it. And of course, these days, there are now more competitors coming through. And of course, only a few weeks ago, we had Threads being launched with a seemingly record number of people signing up for that. But would it take old people like me to join that? Good heavens, I mean, I have to try and learn to do something else. And that's probably quite unlikely.
Heaven forbid. I mean, what we saw with Threads was Meta, its owner, using Instagram, one of its biggest products right now, as a launch pad. It simply took whatever followers you had on Instagram and people that you followed and transposed it onto Threads. Elon Musk seems to be trying to throw out the baby with the bathwater. He wants it to become this. Sorry, he wants it to become this kind of everything app, a bit like China's WeChat, which facilitates payments and as well as that. But I just wonder what evidence is there of him actually doing anything to push it in that direction?
Well, nothing so far that we can actually see. Of course, maybe developing things behind it, or maybe he's going to buy something else. But having spent, as you said, $44 billion, dollars rather, I mean, that's hugely expensive for that business, which is not making any money. And of course, the advertising has already probably halved, and if not more. It's got limited things it can do. So yes, he could try and develop it, but the likes of Meta could, as you said, just link into other existing services. He can't exactly link it into, say, a Tesla or a rocket or something like that. It doesn't make any sense. So he's got a problem here. He's got a brand which is still quite strong, but looking weaker. He needs to develop another brand and actually try and make that as interesting and as sexy and attractive to people. And in this market, that's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, he's a busy man, obviously, with all those other ventures such as Tesla and SpaceX. He has installed a new CEO at Twitter, even though it feels very much as if he's still in the driving seat. I wonder what has to happen before we'll decide whether he's succeeded or failed.
Well, I get the distinct impression, when you actually look back at what happened last year, he really didn't want to buy this thing too much. He wanted to be involved in it, but ending up having to buy it because he didn't understand the rules of the stock exchange as to actually what you can do in terms of adjusting the price or influencing it. So I think he probably regrets what he's done. What it has to show now is that there is a credible plan for the development of the business, for it to be profitable, but above all, in this particular sector, attractive, that people want to participate in it. And what are we going to be able to do on this new X that we couldn't do elsewhere? And why is that going to be something actually that is going to be attractive? So X, Y, and you're going to probably Z, which will be zero.
Okay, Justin Urquhart-Stewart there. We'll have to leave it. Thank you very much for joining us. We are hearing some reports that a new logo could be forthcoming very soon, but we shall wait and see whether that comes to pass.